Welcome students. Today we are going to solve this mock test, that is mock test 4. So before that I want to tell you that first attempt this mock test. The PDF is available in the description section. So first attempt it, then come back to watch the video so that you can find that how much marks you will get, and you will also get the detailed solution of the whole mock test 4 here. Okay, this will be very much helpful for you if you are going to attempt any of the state engineering services examination as well as IES or any junior engineer or assistant engineer examination in any other power utilities. Okay, so without wasting any time more, we will start solving the questions. So question number 1 here is plate separation of a parallel plate capacitor, air capacitor it is being said here, is reduced keeping the voltage constant. Okay, the energy stored in the capacitor cell increase, decrease, remain constant, remain zero. So what you know, the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor is C is equal to epsilon 0 into epsilon R into A by D. Okay, where you know this A is the area of the parallel plate capacitor and D is the distance between the two plates of the capacitors. Okay, capacitor. So this is D basically. So you can see if D is reduced, what will happen? C will increase. Okay. As for a given medium, this total quantity will be constant, and as the area of the capacitor is also fixed, so A will also be fixed. So with the decrease in the D, C will increase. And you know that for a given voltage, the energy stored E is given by half into C into V square, where V is the applied voltage. Okay. So as C increases here, what will happen? E will also increase. Okay. So definitely here the option A is the correct answer. Okay. So going to the next question, what do we get? The main purpose of using core in transformer is to decrease the iron loss, prevent eddy current losses, eliminate magnetic hysteresis, decrease reluctance of the common magnetic core. So if this is your transformer core, taking a single phase transformer, so this will be like this. This will be your primary winding, this will be your secondary winding, and this is the core. So why this core is used? This core is basically used so that a rigid magnetic coupling is there and the flux can easily go through this core and come back here. Okay, means there is a very low reluctance path through which the flux can travel. For this the core is there. Okay, so option D here is the correct answer, which is basically saying decrease reluctance of the common magnetic core. Okay, next question, if the resistance of an incandescent lamp or incandescent light bulb changes as the voltage across the bulb is changed, which of the following is true? Okay, so see what are the options. The internal inductance of the bulb causes this change. The bulb is said to have a low ionization potential. The bulb has constant resistance of the current through the bulb is changed. The bulb is a type of nonlinear resistance. Definitely what we basically know, we know for any kind of linear components where resistance is there, V is equal to IR. But here what we are getting, with the change in voltage, R is changing. Means definitely the R is nonlinear here. Okay, so here the option D is the correct answer. Means the bulb is a type of nonlinear resistance. Okay. Next question. Question number 4. The resistance of a strip of copper of rectangular cross section is 2 ohm. A metal of resistivity twice that of the copper is coated on the upper surface to a thickness equal to that of copper strip. The resistance of the composite strip will be what? Okay. Means say initially this is your copper strip. Okay. Now what is happening? What is happening? We are giving a coating of another material. So it will be looking like this. Okay. Means this is the coating and this is the initial copper rectangular section. So this is the coating and this is the copper. So the resistivity of copper, say we take to be as rho, and the coating material has got resistivity of rho 1. So we are basically finding the resistance between these 2 points. Okay. So the resistance of this one is R1 and this one is R2. So definitely what we get, Req is equal to R1 plus R2. Now the thickness is same. So if this thickness is L, this thickness will also be L. Okay. So R1 will be rho L by A. Let A be the cross section. Okay. Or the surface area. The surface area of both this component and this component will be same. That is A, as well as this will also be A, the cross sectional area. Plus R2 will be rho dashed into L by A. So what we get here? That means this R1 is equal to rho L by A. And finally from this what we get? L by A into rho plus rho dashed. Now you see here, it is being said that the coating material has got resistivity twice that of the copper. That means rho dashed will be equal to twice rho. So we can write this to be as L by A into rho plus 2 rho. That is 3 into rho L by A. And what you know, this rho L by A is basically R1. So this is 3 into R1. And it is already known that R1 means the resistance of the initial rectangular copper section is 2 ohm. So put it here, what we get? 3 into 2, that means 6 ohm. So the equivalent resistance of the composite strip will be 6 ohm. So option A is basically our correct answer. Okay. So now we will go to the next question. What is the question? This question is basically saying the electric field lines and equipotential lines are parallel to each other, are one and the same, cut each other orthogonally, can be inclined to each other at any angle. Okay. As we all know, if this is the equipotential line or equipotential lines, then the field lines will be orthogonal to them. Okay. So they cut each other orthogonally will be the right option. Okay. Next question is the total flux at the end of a long permanent bar magnet is 100 into 10 to the power minus 6 Weber. The end of this magnet is withdrawn through a 1000 turn coil in 1 by 20 seconds. The induced EMF in the coil is what? Okay. Means like this, there is a coil with N equal to 1000 number of turns, and a permanent magnet like this Okay, this is being withdrawn. By withdrawn, what is being said? Means by withdrawing, there is a change of the magnetic field through this coil. And it is written that the bar magnet is having field of 100 into 10 to the power minus 6 Weber at its end. So initially the flux will be this and finally the flux will be 0. Okay. So what we can write here, the induced EMF E is equal to N into d phi by dt. And the time for this change of flux is 1 by 20 seconds. So this is equal to 1000 into d phi means 100 into 10 to the power 6, 10 to the power minus 6 divided by 1 by 20. This will give you 1000 into 100 into 10 to the power minus 6 into 20. This is nothing but 2 into 10 to the power 6 into 10 to the power minus 6, that is equal to 2 volts. Okay. So option B here is our correct answer. So now the next question. Question number 7. Two parallel conductors carrying current in opposite directions will exert on each other an attractive force, a repulsive force, an axial force, no force. Okay. So say these are two conductors which are parallel and they are carrying current in the opposite direction. Okay. So how will be their flux distribution? This will be like this. And this will be like this. Okay. It's like this. Okay. So definitely it will create a repulsive force on the conductors. So option B here is the correct answer. Means a repulsive force. Okay. So next question is, in case all the flux from coil 1 links with coil 2, what will be the coefficient of coupling? All currents, all flux basically linking means 100% flux linkages. Linking. So definitely the coefficient of coupling K will be equal to 1. So option B here is the correct answer. Okay. Next, an EMF of 16 volt is induced in a coil of inductance 4 Henry. The rate of change of current must be, what do we know? If E is the induced voltage, then that can be given by E is equal to L, means the inductance of the coil, into di dt, means the rate of change of current. So basically here we have to find out di dt. So di dt is equal to E by L. E is given to be here as 16 and L is 4. So this is 4 ampere per second. Means the option D here will be the correct answer. Okay. And the last question, that is question number 10. We have to find out the equivalent inductance here. Okay. Three pure inductances are connected as shown in the figure. The equivalent inductance to replace this current is, replace this circuit is what? Okay. So the equivalent inductance, how it will be calculated? The 1.2 Henry inductor is in parallel with 0.6. Then we have to sum up it with 0.4 Henry because this combination is in series with this. Okay. So this will give you 1.2 into 0.6 by 1.2 plus 0.6 plus 0.4. This is equal to 1.2 into 0.6 divided by 1.8 plus 0.4. From this what do we get? 0.4 plus 0.4, that means 0.8 Henry. Okay. So the equivalent inductance here is 0.8 Henry, means option B here is the correct answer. Okay. So I think all the questions that I have basically explained here is very much understandable to you. If you are not getting any one of the questions, then you may ask what part you are not getting and comment on the comment section. And if you like the video as well as the mock test paper, which has been purely designed for different job related examinations of electrical engineering, if you like it, kindly subscribe to the channel. Also share this video with your friends so that they will also get benefited from it. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching.